Good morning, good morning, everyone and everything. We are the Dawn of Ascension show, and I'm here with my Ascension Soul team, Susie, Aubrey, and Gina, and we're here to discuss the topic of soul wholeness versus soul protection. And these are way different subjects. Wholeness is a way higher vibration, 5D and above vibration. Protection means something's coming after you and you have to protect yourself. And that's 3D, 4D, pure monkey business, you guys. And Earth is way beyond this vibration. And today, that's what our subject is. Aubrey, I'm a little tongue-tied here, but I know you can fill in with the perfect antidote. What you
Yeah.
got, girl?
So when we were talking about this subject to begin with, Gina came up with the subject today. It was soul safety. And I really, really love that to talk about this because really, when you are healed and whole, there is a very, very intrinsic sense of safety that you have inside of yourself. And you don't rely on anything external and sorry, a cat just walked in and distracted me. Hi, cat. Um, you don't rely on anything external to validate your own safety. You feel like you belong everywhere you go, and there's just kind of a general sense of well-being that happens when you are whole and healed. And this is very different from what we've experienced as the human collective for quite some time. There has been a lot of just soul fracturing and trauma that has resulted in this sense of being not safe. And so when you're feeling not safe, what you do, I mean, all energy will give more of what you feed it. So if you're feeling not safe, then the energy is going to come back at you and give you more situations in which you are not safe because you are not safe. And so when you engage in practices like protection warding and protections, that is actually still feeding that energy, even though you're doing the things to try to make you feel safe, you are doing them out of a feeling of not being safe. And so the more that you try to protect yourself, the more that things are going to come at you that you need to protect from. So this is all kind of the lower vibrational energy that we have been doing. And instead, what we need to be doing is feeding those things inside of you that help you feel safe. So that means if you don't feel safe inside of your body yet, that means going to around people and places that make you feel safe rather than not safe. And this is hard sometimes if you've been in the practice of if you've been in a very long-term pattern of putting yourself in situations where you're not safe, that feels normal to you. And that it might be hard to kind of find somewhere you belong. And so meditating and creating a really beautiful area in which like a safety room inside of your own mind is one way you can do that. If you feel safe around your family, then I would spend some time there. If you don't feel safe around your family, then maybe the woods, anywhere that in which you kind of can finally feel a sense of peace and belonging. And once you've kind of got an external container that helps you feel safe on the inside, spending time with yourself, and really leaning into that feeling of what is it to be safe and what practices can you have daily that are going to help you feel more and more safe. And because ultimately right now what we're doing is raising our vibration into like Arlene said, into a vibration of wholeness. And wholeness is a higher vibration than this trauma that we've been this monkey business that we've all been involved in for quite some time. And once you start raising your vibration, you actually just phase out of all of that chaos that's happening down here. It's just not part of your reality anymore. And we can see that just in the beings that a lot of the people that listen to this interact with, beings like fairies or the Pleiadians, they're all higher vibrational beings, and we can't see them in our physical reality unless we vibrate at the same frequency as they do. And so the more that we can raise our frequency, So that means by the food that you eat, the media that you engage in, that can definitely get a frequency that comes into your body and will lower your frequency. The thoughts that you think will higher or lower your frequency. If you find yourself that you're thinking in lower frequency terms about, like gossiping is a really good way to lower your frequency, or fear-based media, anything that's like is like fear of the future, fear of anything, really, that's going to lower your frequency. And you have the power. So instead of putting all of your energy to protecting, put all of your energy into raising your frequency.
That's really good points. And that's why it's so important but for us to be doing our own personal healing right now, because that's the only way. I know we talk about personal healing, personal healing, personal healing, but that's the only way you're going to be able to rise out of this stuff. It's like going from the ground floor of a high-rise building where you see all the people walking around right there and you're amongst all the stuff, and then you go up, 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 up to the very top, and it's calmer and you don't feel all that extra all that extra energy. Gina, what are your thoughts on this subject today?
Well, I think my new favorite saying is observe, don't absorb. Arlene's heard that a bunch of late.
Oh, man, a million times.
But it's so true and important today because we're so bombarded by the media, you know, commercials that pop up on YouTube, and now Rumble has commercials, and it's like one thing after another. If it's something that is lower vibration, just say, that's an interesting commercial, but has nothing to do with me. Or you don't take it in. Also, just conversations around you, or what you it's time to start choosing what you want to pay attention to, what you want to bring into your life, not all the negativity that's coming at you, because you have control of your life. And another really good tip that I've heard of late, which is so true, if you hum, you can't think of anything else. It quiets your mind. So if you're anxious or if something isn't agreeing, just, you don't even have to do it out loud. Just, you can hum in your mind or hum out loud. Try it. It's hard to think of anything else when you're humming.
Ooh,
That's my tip for today.
that's a good one. What came to my mind right away about lowering vibration is how everyone talks about their health. And, just the average person talks about their health, how many operations they've had, all the meds that they take, that whole
Who's
gamut.
sick and dying lately, and who's
Right, right, right. I feel that if we can get beyond that, that's one of the biggest things to get beyond. Because if you heal within yourself and you move that energy through you, and everyone that listens to us has heard us talk about moving energy, moving energy. When you move that energy through you, then that health issue really doesn't exist, you guys. It's being just projected upon us.
and it's important to realize too that those things that people are talking to you about, those are their choices, and they don't have anything to do with you. You might love the person who's sick or crossing and love them, but it's not you. That's the important part to remember, that you, if your frequency stays high, illness and dis-ease are lower vibrational frequencies. So what are you doing on a moment to moment basis, really, at this point, to raise your vibration rather than bring it down.
Right. That's where thoughts are things. Watch your thoughts. Check your thoughts. What am I doing?
Observe,
What am I thinking?
don't absorb.
Observe, don't absorb. Exactly. Susie, what do those fairies say about this today?
Thanks, Arlene. Fairies always have a lot to say.
Oh, they're chatterboxes.
They are. And today they want to talk about the eye of the needle.
Oh,
And this card is all about intentionality, clarity, positive outcomes. And what do you see when you look through the eye of the needle? Do you remember having an experience where you were so focused that not a single distraction got in the way? And this card, like it would be helpful to remove everything that's not in alignment. Like ladies, like you've been talking about this morning, using your discernment and having the willingness to sort out the good from the bad would be really, really helpful. And um, the needle can mend and sew things together. So stay true to your intentions and the necessary work to achieve them. And once your intention threads through, I feel like there's going to be multiple opportunities just waiting for you on the other side. Aubrey, I pulled um, the Phoenix card as our supplementary card today. And the Phoenix I was getting has origins in ancient Phoenician mythology and symbolizes the cycle of change, death, and rebirth. So, does this mean if we can thread through this eye of the needle, we'll be changed somehow and possibly in a good way?
Yes. Yes, I think that this is really coming up at a really wonderful time right now as we start our winter. I mean, I know it's getting cold where all of us are. It's probably getting cold wherever you are too. And the winter is a really beautiful time to return to hearth and home and kind of get back down to basics and allow, go through kind of the entire all of nature around you is going through its death process and its death cycle. And it's very easy as humans to feel like death is something to be afraid of, and it's not. And we go through many, many, many deaths during our lifetimes. And right now, we as a collective, in order to move into this higher frequency, we have to just drop a lot of the things that have engaged our attention for a very, very long time. And it's going to feel like a bit of a death. Like a lot of the identities that we've ascribed to ourselves are related to kind of the old, and we're not doing that anymore. We're shedding. This is a very, very, very massive shed that we're being asked to do, and it is like the eye of a needle. It does really require some pretty extreme focus and determination to stay in alignment, and everything that you can do to stay in alignment, from, like I said earlier, your media, your thoughts, every single part of your energy. If you can take accountability for it and shift it where it's out of alignment back into alignment, you're going to find some really massive changes.
along with some beautiful, beautiful new energies that are there to support you that have not been around for a very long time. It can be a gorgeous, gorgeous process. Yes, it can. Beep. I think we have something coming in. Beep, 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 beep. Who's here today?
Today is the Blue Elk Spirit. The ladies and I were doing some energy work before this video, and the Blue Elks came in pretty strongly. But they're here to kind of remind everyone that you are unique. There is never going to be another being like you in this lifetime, even though you're a fractal of infinite consciousness. You are you now, and you're never going to be you like this ever, ever, ever again, and nor is anyone else. And so they want everyone to be reminded of their unique blueprint. You are here to bring something specific to the world. And the more that you resonate at your frequency, the more that that gift gets brought into fruition. And so we are all being asked right now to like feel just how special you are. You're so special. And we're so grateful that you're here. Thank you for existing.
Thank you. Oh, I love the blue elk spirit. And Gina just created a new spray. They were very insistent that they needed to be a spray as well. So she now has just finished the blue elk spirit to go along with. I mean, they are like gangbusters out there.
Just for clarification, there the group of us are doing some clearing and energy works with the planet, and it's a frequency that has been released on the planet that has been was suppressed for over 100,000 years is what we got, and they have now been released to work with us as through this ascension process and into our futures. So that's the story of the blue elk.
And it's a good story too. Well, if anyone has any comments, please put their comments in the bottom. And don't forget, watch those thoughts. Wholeness is all you need to be. You don't need to protect. 3D, 4D monkey business. It's passe, gone, gone, gone. And settle in the wholeness of your own self and set within yourself and just enjoy your own uniqueness. I think for me personally, and I'm sure with the others, it's just so fun being your unique personal self. I'm just enjoying the heck out of it. Thank you, everyone. And until the next time, thank you for joining the Dawn of Ascension show. Bye.
Bye.